Acknowledge the head of the European Union delegation to Ghana, Your Excellency Eshad Razali. I also acknowledge the CEOs of the SOEs, the Chief Director of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Ramses J. Cleland, and other Chief Directors, Head of Ghana's mission to the European Union, Ambassador Henry Techimensin, who I must commend for traveling all the way from Brussels to join us in the preparations and in today's event. Your Excellencies, heads of EU member states, presidential staffers, distinguished heads and directors of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply honored to welcome you all to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for the 2025 edition of the Ghana-European Union Partnership Dialogue. I am delighted to highlight the great start we have had in our working relations. President Mahama has been generous with his time in engaging the diplomatic corps, especially EU ambassadors. I dare say our sector takes most of his time, and we do feel very special indeed. His presence here today is another affirmation of the exceptional value the Mahama administration places on Ghana-EU relations. At my own level as foreign minister, you can all confirm my open door policy. Every single request for an appointment or a courtesy call has been honored. Some have already had multiple engagements within these few months. And I must add that I am glad that I can confirm in the presence of the President that we have also resolved all outstanding issues with those of you who had challenges with the Lands Commission. All of that has been resolved. I personally chaired all those sessions. It is worthy of note that I was able to lead Ghana's delegation to fully participate in this year's AU-EU summit in Brussels only a few weeks ago. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today, in the esteemed presence of the President of the Republic, we reaffirm the strength of the partnership between Ghana and the European Union. The reasons for the strength and growth of the relationship are based on shared values, mutual respect, and a collective commitment to prosperity and security. This dialogue serves as an invaluable platform to assess our cooperation and explore new avenues for collaboration in an ever-evolving global environment. Today, Ghana and the EU have been presented with yet another opportunity to discuss matters of mutual interest, and I am confident that it will result in very satisfactory outcomes for our two sides. Our deliberations today must take into account the vision of Ghana's new president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and the legitimate high expectations of the Ghanaian people expressed through a historic electoral victory as they overwhelmingly endorsed the Reset Manifesto of the NDC. It ought to be noted that the mutually fruitful interactions between Ghana and the EU, underpinned by historical and cultural antecedents, have expanded over the years to include new areas of focus. This provides fresh impetus for holding this annual partnership dialogue. Your Excellencies, I am conscious that the dialogue being held today will set the tone for our collective efforts at resolving pending issues towards strengthening Ghana's relations with the European Union, which is our largest multilateral development trade partner. Over the years, discussions have focused on issues such as good governance, climate change, and environmental sustainability, economic transformation, regional security, and multilateralism, among others. It is my expectation, therefore, that the outcomes of 2025 Partnership Dialogue would raise concerns and reflect on our collective progress made on the outcomes of the previous year's dialogues, while exploring new areas of mutual interest for deliberations, taking into cognizance the new priorities of this new government. At the heart of today's discussion will be four critical pillars bordering on socioeconomic partnership, peace and security, international governance, and human rights, and green growth and sustainability. Under socioeconomic partnership, Excellencies, through increased trade, enhanced investment, and capacity building initiatives, Ghana and the EU continue to work together to drive inclusive economic growth, create sustainable jobs, and enhance opportunities for business. Our collaboration is pivotal in supporting industries, developing infrastructure, and ensuring prosperity for all our peoples, particularly as Ghana's economy is on a phenomenal rebound. This year's partnership dialogue provides a valuable platform to exchange ideas with the EU on enhancing collaboration in higher education and technical and vocational education and training. We can build on the success of initiatives such as the Swami Technical Institute's participation in the EU-funded SHINE project, which focuses on the green transition and energy access. Expanding such collaborations will allow us to accelerate impactful partnerships in vocational education and align with global sustainability and skills development goals. Between 2021 and 2024, Ghana consistently ranked among the top 2 sub-Saharan African countries with the highest number of Erasmus Mundus joint master's scholarships. While this achievement is commendable, it is essential that we tweak some processes associated with the program to make it more successful. Simplification of the procedures that will allow more students to gain admissions and scholarships will be a step in the right direction. Furthermore, the Erasmus program should avail the opportunity for our students to study in areas such as science, technology, engineering, ICT, and specialization in medicine. In addition, applied training programs can also be organized with Ghanaian institutions to build the capacities of Ghanaian students by virtue of such joint programs. Regarding trade, it is imperative to indicate that Ghana's commitment to positioning its economy as an industrial hub for diversification and the development of regional value chains. This strategy is central to the leveraging of the full benefits of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which Ghana is proud to host its secretariat, and advancing our broader economic integration agenda. Under peace and security, Your Excellencies, from the outset, I must commend the EU for your recent impressive donation of security equipment. In an increasingly complex global geopolitical landscape, maintaining peace and security remains a cornerstone of our engagement. With Ghana playing a key role in regional stability, the EU support, including building Ghana's capacity in intelligence gathering and the sharing of intelligence, as well as the provision of strategic equipment under the European Union Peace Fund, enhances our capacity to address internal security challenges and contribute to safeguarding peace across West Africa. Advancing peace and security in Ghana and the broader West Africa sub-region remains a priority. Strengthening institutional capacity and enhancing regional security cooperation with the continued support of the European Union will enable us to effectively confront the complex and constant threats from the Sahel and the Gulf of Guinea. Excellencies, in the realm of migration and human mobility, our dialogue emphasizes the importance of humane, orderly, and mutually beneficial frameworks by investing in youth empowerment, skills development, and the protection of migrants' rights. Ghana and the EU together can harness migration as a driver of socioeconomic progress. Ghana remains committed to safeguarding the rights of her nationals abroad and reiterates the importance of upholding the human dignity of all migrants. In line with the Global Compact for Safe, Orderly, and Regular Migration, we continue to encourage dialogue with the EU to discuss alternatives to detention and the need for humane reception systems that do not criminalize migration. We also call for enhanced support for stranded migrants, particularly victims of trafficking and those affected by irregular migration attempts. Legal aid, access to health care, and decent working conditions must be central to our shared migration response. And I must add that that is why as a ministry, we are also prioritizing labor mobility agreements to bring the whole migration issue under a regulatory framework. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we also appeal for your support in terms of logistics as we currently continue with our evacuation of Ghanaians in Iran and Israel following the unfortunate conflict that has erupted over the last few days. Under green growth and sustainability, as we navigate the challenges of climate change and environmental degradation, our partnership drives initiatives that promote renewable energy, conservation, and responsible natural resource management. Ghana and the EU recognize that a sustainable future requires bold action, innovation, and policies that support a greener economy and protect our planet for generations yet to come. Our cooperation on climate action and green growth must be accelerated to meet the ambitious targets set under the Paris Agreement and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Ghana's strategic initiatives in renewable energy and environmental conservation are bolstered by EU support. Ghana needs the EU's further support to unlock climate and green funds, as well as funding from the carbon market to enhance our growth and environmental sustainability. We also would like to appeal to you most sincerely to support President Mahama's ruthless and uncompromising fight against the menace of Galamsey. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, with the above pillars guiding our discussions, we look forward to forging new pathways that deepen and widen collaboration and deliver tangible benefits to our peoples. Ghana remains committed to working closely with the European Union in the spirit of partnership, mutual respect, and solidarity. May our partnership intrinsically help make our troubled world much safer and stable, free from conflict, hunger, and the mass killings all around us. In concluding, Your Excellency, permit me to take this opportunity to commend all the stakeholders who have made this dialogue possible, particularly ministers of state who personally took keen interest in our preparations. I commend CEOs, chief directors of the various ministries, and I also commend our dynamic and very hardworking Europe Bureau for their incredible effort. I will certainly not leave out our multilateral mission in Brussels. They have been phenomenal with their support, led by Ambassador Techi Mensah. We really, really appreciate all your good efforts. Our counterparts, the European Union delegation in Ghana, led by my good brother Ashad, he continues to be absolutely dynamic, and there is no week that he doesn't get in touch with me. And he did something really remarkable a few days ago. He says that our dialogue today will not be enough. He needs extra time with me. So even the lunch session that I was to have today, he has hijacked it, that we must have a bilateral over lunch, and that the 7 or 8 hours we'll be spending today will not be enough. That clearly is a demonstration of the passion he has for Ghana and for EU-Ghana relations. And I salute him. I salute him. I salute you for denying me lunch today. On that light-hearted note, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your kind attention, and I wish us all
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe,